After events like this, we're used to thinking about threats from terrorists. Buses, aeroplanes, nightclubs, all could be potential targets. But today, ministers have said Al-Qaeda is also trying to launch a cyber war against Britain, trying to target not just our personal details, but also the country itself. They claim there's a growing threat online from terrorists as well as organised criminals and hostile countries. How do you tackle such a threat? After all, it's much harder to track down an internet hacker than someone who set off a bomb. So, a new office for cybersecurity will be set up to coordinate policy, with a special team based at GCHQ to monitor and prevent potential attacks.
Citizens are in danger of being victims of organised crime. There are potentially terrorist attacks on our country. So we're setting up the strategic unit to look at cyber security. We're setting up a new office in Cheltenham so that we can look at what we can do. This is a 50 billion criminal industry around the world, and British people need protection from it.
Within that office, there'll be a new cyber czar to oversee a cyber skills strategy to plug gaps in government knowledge. There'll also be a ramped-up e-crime unit of the Met Police, a dedicated team of cyber investigators scouring the net for crooks. Why? Well, an increasing amount of our lives is online. In fact, we spend £50 billion a year on the net. Criminals want a slice of it. In fact, they've already got one. They're estimated to have stolen £50 billion last year through online fraud. But the government's also worried about an even more sinister scenario, a terrorist or criminal gang bringing down a whole country's computer systems. Imagine the chaos if the systems controlling aeroplanes, trains and power supplies went down. Dr. Ian Kearns is a security expert from think tank the Institute for Public Policy Research.
Cybersecurity is a real and growing concern. Just in the last few weeks, I've heard from private sector organisations that are receiving up to 10,000 attacks on their systems every hour, and one organisation confirmed to me that it had lost around a decade's worth of industrial research and development to hackers in the last year. And it's a very serious situation for private companies. It's a very serious situation for the country as a whole.
And officials say that former illegal hackers could be brought on board to provide expert help. People like Gary McKinnon. He's currently appealing extradition from London to the US after being charged with hacking into Pentagon computers. In the words of one official, they'll be using naughty boys to catch even naughtier ones.